So, they found it again, have they? I thought we'd taken care of it.
The forces of evil are persistent, sir.
I'm getting too old for this. Who have we got lined up to deal with this problem?
Murphy, sir.
Oh, no, not Murphy.
I'm afraid so, sir.
What about Spade or Marlowe?
Dead, sir.
Isn't there anyone else?
Sorry, sir, he's next on the list.
Well, I suppose we'll have to make do. Knowing Murphy, he's going to need help. A lot of help.
I'll check the archives and get back to you, sir.
News of the day. As the Second World War enters its final days, Allied forces are on the march. The troops of the Western Alliance are occupied with the dangerous duty of ferreting out the remaining pockets of Nazi resistance. The storming of Berlin has crushed the heart of German opposition and sent remnants of the Fuhrer's troops scurrying into the dark reaches of the Black Forest. The Germans have vowed to fight to the last man in their quest for world domination. But their days are numbered, with Adolf Hitler dead and the once dreaded SS disbanded. The Allies have exposed the workings of the Nazi war machine and found it festering with ancient blood cults, whose rituals and ceremonies are too astonishing and barbaric to detail. Allied forces will not rest until the last cult member has been revealed and captured.
No pestilence has ever been so fatal or so hideous. Blood was its avatar and its seal, the redness and horror of blood.
In the moonlight, New San Francisco sparkles like a chunk of cubic zirconium, an island of hollow beauty surrounded by a red sea of radiation. 5 million souls drowning in gamma rays. Some lucky people have a natural immunity to genetic mutation caused by the radiation. I'm one of them. Most of them live in the new city, but I don't. I live among the unlucky souls, the mutants and the destitute, and the wreckage of old San Francisco. My name's Tex Murphy. I'm a private detective. At least I used to be. Since my marriage hit the rocks, I haven't done much of anything. I went out tonight for the first time in a week, but all I ended up doing was spending the last of my money on a bottle of cheap bourbon. Now it's past midnight, and I'm staring out of the window of my office on the second floor of the Ritz Hotel. Just like me, the Ritz used to be something. Now it's just another grimy building in a run-down part of town. And I'm almost out of bourbon.
My God, Murphy, you look like hell. Really hit bottom, didn't you?
Oh, I usually don't look this bad. I forgot to take my Geritol this morning. So, you want a drink? I saved my first one to have with you.
No, thanks. I've been dry for 8 years now. Yeah, one morning I just looked in the mirror and decided I needed to make a few lifestyle changes. Quit smoking, quit drinking. Now I'm getting out of the business. Yeah, I'm gonna move to the tropics and retire in a nice secluded island with a tribe of beautiful young women.
Getting out of the business? I guess that means the end of the world must be around the corner because you are the detective. I can't imagine you doing anything else, especially not running around an island with a bunch of nubile women in a loincloth.
No, I can imagine. I've been thinking about it for years now. Yeah. You know how it is. Lonely. Underappreciated. Dangerous. I haven't had a decent night's sleep in 38 years. I tell you, I'm working on a case right now, and that's going to be my last one. Enough about me. How about you, Tex? How's life treating you? Bad as it looks?
Well, it depends. What day is it anyway today? Saturday? Well, Saturday's not too bad. It's normally
Welcome back to Under a
Thursday
Killing
by the
Moon.
time I get really suicidal. So what is it you wanted? Just come by to sprinkle a little salt into the open wounds of my pathetic life?
How's the video quality?
No, Tex, you got me all wrong. Nah, just because you turned me in and got me suspended and humiliated me in front of my peers. You sold me out.
I tried changing some stuff up on the video.
But that's all gonna pass. See, I quit hating
I think it's a
you
little
for that
crisper
stuff.
looking now.
Like I said, I'll be leaving soon, and I didn't want to go with any loose ends dangling there to bother me in my golden years.
Hey, don't worry about me. When you tossed me out of the agency, it was the best thing that ever happened. Digging through dumpsters and sleeping in abandoned speeders, you helped me learn a great lesson. Because no matter how bad things are, they can always get worse.
So what happened to you? I heard you were doing pretty well there for a while. Did a hell of a job on that Martian memorandum case. What's your problem? You one of those people who can't live with success? Huh?
Well, I can live with it. I'm just afraid of commitment. Now you tell me something. Why wouldn't you talk to me 15 years ago? I was a stupid kid back then. Could have tried to understand why I told the ethics board what I did. I mean, I understand now that I was out of line and I made a mistake, but why'd you cut me off like that?
Because apparently you never learned the first rule of a PI. And never, ever betray your friends. Now, friendship goes beyond blood and race and politics. You gotta find out who your friends are, then you hold on to them. They're a precious commodity to people like me and you. Now listen, before I go, I came here with a warning. I heard your name
good.
mentioned in connection with a case that I'm working on, and you stay out of it. If you don't, somebody's gonna find you floating in the bay with a hole in your head. I don't need any more strain on my conscience.
You know, frankly, I'm pretty insulted. Because I'm a pretty damn good detective, and I can take care of myself, thank you.
Just remember what I said, Tex. Got no idea what kind of people we're dealing with here. Just keep out of my way. I'll send you a postcard.
I figured I'd do a revisit of Under a Killing Moon for Ice Hydra. This is his favorite game out of the series. Oh, did you check out the video features?
Oh boy, mail.
Oh boy, mail. I got my very own credit card. It's just what I always wanted. You can check out all the recaps and stuff now.
Hip-hop English keeps me up on all the slang kids are using today.
I'm glad you like it. Pandora Directive's really good. I mean, you just gotta really give it a chance. It's hard as hell, though.
Toxic Taste is a novel by Lou G. Trundle, the only mutant
Oh, is he at your
to
house?
make the New York Times bestseller list.
Tell him to get his laptop out, tune in. Damn it, I'm running this game for him anyway.
World War IV. A dark and reactionary vision of the coming century by Rush Limbaugh III.
Rush Limbaugh the Third. They turn out pretty good. I mean, they're chopped up because every time the stream disconnects, it starts a new video. But I did manage to get a complete run of Full Throttle in. Matter of fact, it's in the highlights. So, check it out sometime.
Chelsea's a hot little number. I hear she's a mutant, but it doesn't show.
Right. Let's go back to the office for a second. It probably is. I've got my computer set to encode the hell out of this video. Oh, gotcha.
Oh, great. Another incoming message that won't print out. If I don't get a new fax machine, I'll be out of business.
I still got to tweak around on the video some. I think I can cut down on the delay a little bit. But I've just got to test things out. I'm running at a higher quality right now, so that might have a little bit to do with it. What's going on, Mr. Ashadra?
This electronic shop outlet has just moved into the neighborhood. I've heard that the manager's
This
name
playthrough is
Sam
for you.
Underwood. Everyone knows they sell overpriced junk, but it is conveniently located. That pudgy computer dweeb really has a battered head.
Is it a whole minute? It's not quite bad a whole minute. I'm watching it too. It's right at about 30 seconds or so.
Hi there, how can I help you?
I'll tweak it some more this coming weekend, and we'll see if we can't get it better.
I just came by to welcome you to the neighborhood. My name's Tex.
It's alright,
Nice to
man.
meet you. My name's
I'm just glad you're
Underwood.
catching this part
So,
too.
what can I do for you?
Of course, you can always watch the recaps.
Do you have fax machines?
Sure do. In fact, there's one older model in the blue light special box.
I tried not to stare, but it threw me off when I saw how cross-eyed Ham Underwood is. I'll have to keep in mind that anything he says is on the left is probably on the right. The fax machine's so outdated it doesn't even have a brand name. But it's better than nothing.
Alright, man. We'll just tune back in when you get home. Good chance. Anything you miss, you'll be able to catch on the recap later. It's archiving my videos for a little while anyway.
The fax machine's so outdated it doesn't even have a brand name. But it's better than nothing.
It's saving them all for now.
You have a fax.
As soon as I hook up the new fax machine, a fax prints out. Finally. Maybe this is a real case. The kind you get paid for.
I don't even know who that was, but I'm glad they dropped by. They were very, very chatty. For a little while, anyway. Patty the Mad's good about stopping in. Damon occasionally drops by, but he doesn't say much. Dear Mr. Murphy, you've been recommended to me as someone capable of handling delicate matters with both competence and discretion. I am prepared to pay you handsomely in exchange for your services. I would prefer to give you details in person. I do not wish to seem impertinent, but time is of the essence. Please meet me at my residence as soon as possible. The address is 1329 Fillmore, Pacific Heights. Countess M. Renier. Sounds like a lead to a job.
Countess Rainier. That name smacks of monk. Hopefully she doesn't want to hire me to find her lost poodle. As I land my speeder, I see my dream house, only bigger. The butler is a tall, thin man, about 70. He tells me the Countess is expecting me and shows me into a large, lavishly furnished drawing room.
I'm the Countess Renier. Please, have a seat.
Thank you. You know, I pictured you being, well, older and heavier.
No one is born old, Mr. Murphy. Now, shall we discuss our business while we're still young?
Oh, by all means. Pardon my interruption.
Your services have been recommended to me by a trusted friend who prefers to remain anonymous. Suffice it to say that your unique abilities are what I need right now.
Which of my unique abilities are you referring to?
I'm sure you have many unique abilities. The one I would hire you for is your talent of locating people and things. I've been told this talent has made you some friends and many enemies.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, Countess, but wasn't it Roy Rogers who once said, "You can't please all the people all the time"?
Save your homespun humor for a more gullible woman. What I'm asking you to do may make you very unpopular with some people.
Exactly how unpopular are we talking?
Let me give you some background information, then you can decide for yourself. Some time ago, a family heirloom was stolen from this bungalow. I do keep most of my valuables on my estate in Europe, but on this visit, I brought the piece to show a friend. Within hours of my arrival, I found it stolen, and I have made extensive inquiries trying to retrieve it, but I found out nothing.
Well, I'm sure you have more resources, talking about cash, than I do. You should be able to buy all the information you need. What makes you think that I can help you?
Oh, I don't. I remembered what my friend had told me about you after I had exhausted every other option.
You know, referring to me as your last option could automatically double my fee.
I already planned on paying you much more than your usual fee. I'm a wealthy young woman, Mr. Murphy. To give you an idea, the stolen artifact alone is worth more money than you could earn in 10 lifetimes.
Oh, we'll see about that when I win the Clearinghouse sweepstakes.
I want to win the Clearinghouse sweepstakes.
How quaint.
I'd
Let's
retire.
not waste any more
Do this
time.
all the
I
time.
need some work done, and I'll pay you well for it.
Well, in my experience, getting paid well is a relative term.
Your obsession with money is appalling.
Oh, I have any number of appalling traits, but I am a good PI.
Well, if you prove to be as good as you think you are, I'll pay you a $30,000 finder's fee.
Well, let me think about it. Okay, I'll do it. In fact, I'll even mow your lawn at no charge.
Try to control yourself, Mr. Murphy. I'll expect you to focus all of your energies on this job, and the methods you use to retrieve the artifact are of no interest to me. But as more time elapses, the less likely it is that the item will be found, and for that reason, I must require you to find it and to return it to me within 1 week. And after that, there will be no finder's fee available to you.
Do you pay time and a half after 40 hours? That's a joke.
I have stated my conditions. As to the artifact itself, it is a beautiful statuette made of crystal and shaped in the form of a bird. It has been in my family for countless generations, and as I said, it is extremely valuable. There are many collectors who would stop at nothing to own it. Whoever stole the statuette would undoubtedly have gone to the black market and offered it to the highest bidder.
I think I saw that statuette you're talking about. Someone was selling it on the Home Shopping Network, who I had no idea was so expensive.
You make jokes, but you cannot possibly know how rare and valuable the statuette is. And now that you have all the necessary information, we'll end this charming visit. Don't bother contacting me until you have the statuette in your possession. And if you are successful in your search, it could change my opinion of you considerably. My valet will give you a retainer of $1,000 on your way out. Goodbye, Mr. Murphy.
I didn't tell the Countess, but I would have done damn near anything for $30,000. Now I've got to find a link to the black market. How hard can it be?
It's a man, baby! It's a man! So, while we're at a break here, there's someone to ask. Do you want your name pronounced Decenthric or Decenthrack? Or is it Decentric?
What else can I help you with, Murphy?
I don't know, how hard can it be?
I don't know anything about that.
I need some info.
Chelsea's a hot.
Hey, I heard you took care of Rook. Pretty impressive.
Let me show you my investigative abilities. Then you'll be really impressed.
Oh, I'm sure I would, but I just don't date my customers, especially ones with no money.
Well, damn. We'll go for the hard sell.
Did I ever tell you that I'm a gourmet chef and a fabulous dancer?
Sorry, Tex. Let's just pretend we'll always have Paris.
Oh well. Could have been a beautiful friendship.
Decentric.
So, is there something you came to ask me about?
I always thought there was an A in that somewhere.
Apparently, it's a real hot item. The top commodities dealer in the city is named Franco Franco. He probably either has the statuette or knows who has it. I don't know how you're gonna find him, but if you do, be careful.
Uh-oh. Now we need to talk to Rook.
What now, Murphy?
God, you think he'd be a little more grateful.
Big-time crook. Deals with a lot of smuggled artifacts and the like. He's pretty well connected with the mob and black market here in San Francisco.
So no way, huh?
Hiya, Murphy. Well, you see my new nose. I'm so excited. I'm gonna look and feel like a new man.
I love the weenie hut.
Well, that's swell, Beak. Hope you're feeling grateful enough to answer some more questions.
Yeah, sure. Anything. I've heard his name in connection with some smuggling and illegal importing. I don't know anymore. I haven't got any info on that.
Alright. So let's go talk to Louie. Doubt he knows anything, but we'll go talk. Come on, kick it.
Too bad you don't like fresh brains, Mike.
Ugh.
Hot off the grill.
Yeah, man, I don't know about that. They didn't look to me like they were steaming, though.
Ham just opened the electronics place a while ago. He's come by for lunch a couple of times. Usually orders the brains and eggs platter.
Ugh. Nastiness. Nasty.
Sorry,
You can't help me there.
he was a strange one. He had a show on TV for a while. Got pretty popular. Then he quit the show and went into business. He opened up a shop right up the street from here.
I love
guess
Louie.
he wasn't a very good businessman.
He and the
shop
bum
went
are
out
the
of
funniest
business
ones.
Within a couple of months, then Rusty just disappeared. I heard he'd made some enemies in the novelty trade. Sorry, Mike. Can't help you there.
Let's hope it's goat brain and just go with that. Alright. To the police station.
Hey, Murphy, guess what? We got the guy who robbed those pawn shops. Turned himself in. Can you believe it? Kept babbling something about a clown coming back from the dead to haunt him.
Congratulations, Mac. Maybe now your hemorrhoids will calm down.
You're a real joker. But not even you can ruin my day. So what do you want? He's a big-time crook. Deals with stolen and illegally imported merchandise, especially jade.
Jade. Especially jade. So how's your guys' day going?
Judas, Murphy, can't you find something else to do besides bothering me?
Nope, make a career out of it.
You know, I subscribe to a trade paper called Jewelry Weekly. In the last issue, it seems to me I saw an advertisement by someone named Franco, who was looking to buy jade. There wasn't anything of interest in the trade paper, so I threw it out. It's probably still in the trash can out back.
Being sick sucks. I'm not a fan of it myself. You gotta think, there's only one ending to this game, but the Pandora Directive has 7 endings. So, it's not as funny.
This must be the trade paper Rook mentioned.
But it's a lot more in-depth game. Private collector interested in acquiring pieces of jade will pay top dollar or trade. Contact Franco. Yeah, baby shots are a pain in the butt. I meant that metaphorically, not literally.
Being a movie buff, I've heard of the Alhambra Theater, though I heard it was closed down years ago. Sure enough, it's boarded up, but one of the back doors is unlocked. As soon as I step inside, 2 lugs the size of refrigerators grab me. I tell them that I have something for Mr. Franco, and one of them walks off. He comes back a minute later and escorts me into the main theater. A Buster Keaton flick is playing. The place is empty except for a man sitting by himself near the front of the theater.
Welcome, Mr. Murphy.
Well, it's good to be here. Let's play dumb.
Good to be here. So what's the movie? Must be a real stinker, because I think we're the only 2 people here.
This is my private theater. Do you like movies?
Sure I do. Maltese Falcon helped me choose my path in life.
Ah, so you steal artifacts for a living?
Well, a little smug posture.
Oh, I have a wide variety of talents.
How wonderful for you. Do you have the item?
Yeah. I believe I do.
Ah, a lovely specimen.
Well, that's better than the rear.
Addition to my collection. Now, I will answer one question to the best of my knowledge.
Yes, sir.
There's a statuette in the shape of a bird that recently came onto the market. You know who has it?
I know the statuette you're referring to. There were several bidders for it, but I believe it ended up in the hands of Eddie Ching. I can say no more about it. There. Now I fulfill my part of the bargain. Don't contact me again. Unless, of course, you find another fine piece of jade. You know the way out.
Why, thank you. Eddie Ching. Y'all meant to wear a hat so my bald head wasn't glaring on the camera so bad.
Back again, eh, Murphy? What can I
But I left it in the house. But I want you to know about dedication to my art, damn it. It's 48 degrees in here right now, and I'm still sitting here in front of the camera to play this game and talk to you guys.
Ching's a dangerous customer. He's responsible for half the crime in the city. Pretty sure he owns the police commissioner. We've been told to lay off him.
What's going on, Tex? Look, I don't discuss that name, and neither should you. You want to keep breathing.
Well, don't be so hardcore about it. That's what I get for casting out of my garage. I have heat in here, but it takes too long to heat the place up. Not to mention the fact it's expensive.
You didn't hear me say this, but Eddie Ching owns this whole section of the city.
Alright. Whoa, warp speed. Alright. Let's go check our fax machine.
Do you have a fax?
Yes. Yes, he was.
A fax addressed to Tex Murphy from Franco.
You know what they say, man? It's not really art if you're not suffering for it. Dear Mr. Murphy, concerning our recent discussion, I have some information you may find helpful. While it won't profit me to tell you this, I would not be entirely unhappy to see Eddie Ching come out on the short end for once. Like most everyone else in this city, I know very little about Ching, but I've been told he lives in a luxurious high-security apartment building called the Knickerbocker. A number of powerful underworld figures live there. I don't know which apartment Ching lives in, but you have connections with the police. They might be able to help you. Franco. Yeah, who needs Life magazine when you can have Death magazine?
What now, Seamus?
Now I'll be Seamus.
That place is home to more major crime figures than any other place on the planet. Eddie Ching lives there on the entire top floor.
Why, thank you, sir. I'm forgetting something very important. Gotta have this for the next part. Here comes our very Blade Runner inspired car, yet again.
Looks like no one's home. This is gonna be easier than falling off a horse. This window doesn't want to open up. Maybe if I...
Whoa!
When I stop bouncing off the awning 2 floors below Ching's place, I realize it'll take more than sheer strength to get into the apartment. Luckily, I noticed something that might help as I bounced by. A sticker on Ching's window said, "Security system installed by Underwood Incorporated."
Seems like we know a guy named Underwood. Well, I definitely didn't kick one off. Although if you refresh your video, it might make you do it.
Back again, huh? What can I do for you?
I understand that you and I are in the same line of moonlighting work.
Really? You do security systems too?
Well, sometimes. Here, let me see if I can find one of my business cards.
Don't worry about it. I always misplace my business cards too.
That's true.
What types of security systems have you worked with?
Well, a few years ago, I handled the motion sensor alarm at the Law and Order
Absolutely
Party.
not.
I've heard that's
This
a
is
neat
free.
system. But it's nothing compared to the one I just put in.
There'll be no money in this until I actually have an audience. And a decent sized one at that. For right now, this is just for the sake of doing it.
Well, sorry, but I'm not easily impressed. Just ask my ex-wife.
Well, this security system would impress you. I'd tell you about it, but it's top secret
Oh yeah,
stuff.
it's possible.
Maybe in a couple of years.
But I'll need, on average, at least 400 viewers before I can even be accepted as a Twitch partner, at which point I start making ad revenue and people can actually pay to subscribe to my channel. So, I'm a long way off from that. Right now, it's just a hobby.
Em doesn't want to talk, but I need some details on the security system at the Knickerbocker. I tell him that Enrique, my pet goldfish, died this morning and that I'm talking crazy. He tells me not to worry about it, then tries his sales pitch on me again. I understand that you and I are in the same line of moonlighting work.
Really? You do security systems too?
If I ever actually get a decent audience, I might put a donate by PayPal link on the page, but that's a long way off too, so.
Well, sometimes. Here, let me see if I can find one of my business cards.
Don't worry about it. I always misplace my business cards too. What types of security systems have you worked with?
Well, a few years ago, I handled the motion sensor alarm at the Law and Order Party.
I've heard that's a neat system. But it's nothing compared to the one I just put in.
I'll have you know that I've beaten every security system ever made.
Well, after I installed this system, I tried to beat it, but I couldn't. First, the only possible way to enter the building would be to land on the roof and rappel down. Then, you'd have to cut through the LCD alarm glass. Well, that's not too hard. In fact, I sell a laser blade here that would do it. But once you're inside, every room is flooded with a net of heat and motion sensing beams that could turn an elephant into a brick of carbon. Believe me, it's burglar proof. Listen, this system is top secret, so let's just keep this between us.
Well, let's get the blue light special.
The Laser Blade 2000. Worthless except on glass. Hopefully Ham knows what he's talking about. The late.
Alright, we're officially ready.
Armed with a chintzy electronic shop laser blade, I land my speeder on the roof of the Knickerbocker. Hoping for the best, I rappel down the side and pull out the laser blade. The laser beam cuts through the LCD glass like it was butter. I gingerly crawl through the hole in the window and find myself inside Eddie Ching's library. Either I'm exaggerated or the laser fields aren't turned on. This must be my lucky day.
Don't be so sure.
A heavy-duty metal Geiger trap. Looks like it might be sturdy enough to use on the roaches at my office.
That's a big roach.
Clownfish confetti food. Smells like cotton candy.
Pretty sure that's everything in there. Yep. Alright.
This book seems out of place somehow. There's something different about this book. Just call it P.I.'s instinct. Aha, I knew it. A key. This aquarium has less algae in it than my water cooler back at the office.
Algae.
Well, that's not gonna work. So these are the laser nets Ham was talking about. There's a power box at the far end of the hallway with a button flashing. Maybe if I can hit that button, it'll turn off the laser nets.
I'm pretty sure that, realistically speaking, that I could never make this shot. Not if I had 1,000 attempts at it.
Man, this security system is tough. My brilliant shot didn't turn off the beams, it just popped open the power box. Looks like there's a lever that needs to be pulled down. Hopefully my old horseshoe tossing skills haven't left me. I'll need to find something fairly heavy.
Yeah, but let's face it, that's about 5 feet below what I was aiming for.
As soon as the ring hits the lever, a laser net shuts down. Now I should have the run of the apartment. If the statuette's here, Ching probably has it well hidden. I doubt I'll be needing this ring again, and a good PI always travels light. Something tells me the trail to the statuette leads right through this door. Geiger chow. It's got real roast beef flavor and makes its own rich gravy.
Yeah, I was lucky. Geiger chow. Come on, little Geiger.
I don't know what I'll do with a small, ravenous Geiger. Oh well, everybody needs a pet.
Well, Tex has the same infinite jacket of holding that apparently Gabriel Knight had. Apparently it's an adventure game staple.
It's like a fax. I don't want to be nosy, but maybe I should take a look.
Do you think, genius? Do you think?
Whoa, a 6-foot-long pole with a leather noose. This must be great fun at parties.
It's the kind of party I wouldn't mind getting invited to then, if that's the case.
Small mirror provides the opportunity to touch up the old hairdo.
Wear a hat.
Sounds like something big moved back in the library when I used Ching's key on the switch lock. I better go take a look.
Not yet. We have to crack the safe first. Birthday facts. Happy 30th birthday. 12/14 or 10/14/42. So 10, 14, 12. Let this be a lesson to never use your birthday for any sort of combination.
Looks like some sort of document. Must be important if it's in the safe.
I'd like to have that.
The security card must operate a door or panel somewhere in this apartment.
I'd like to have that too. Thank you. Nope, wrong way. That's the library. That is a loud aquarium.
Well, look what's behind the bookcase. A secret room. I love secret rooms.
Alright, man.
This must be the Countess statuette.
Be safe.
I guess she wasn't exaggerating when she said how valuable it was. If I try to reach the statuette with those laser beams on, they'll light me up like a Duralog.
Duralog. Haven't seen one of those in a long time.
Come on. Looks like Ching needs to install a better security system. Countess will be glad to get this statuette back, almost as glad as I'll be to take her money. I'll return the statuette to her first thing in the morning. Oh, I am one tired hombre. I can't wait to... Oh, shoot. I go through all that work to get the statuette out of Ching's place, and I leave it in the damn speeder. And I didn't even roll up the windows.
Here comes the Synthric's favorite part.
head feels like it's been pounded with a lead pipe. I guess it wasn't a bad dream after all. I wonder how I got here to my office. All I remember is flying pipe and stars. Damn it! After all the trouble I went to get that stupid statuette, someone just walks up and takes it like candy from a baby. And my wallet's gone too. I hope somebody on the street saw me get jumped. I've got 29,000 reasons to get that crystal bird back. Hopefully I haven't used my tube of miracle facial cream. It should help reduce the swelling and make me look almost human again.
Miracle facial cream.
Talk to me, handsome.
You can tell me why someone busted up my face.
Sorry, Tex. I didn't see a thing. You know, I'll let you know if I hear anything.
Oh well. We'll go talk to the king of information then.
Okay, what's on your mind? Franny told me you got whacked. I haven't heard any word on the street about who would have done it.
To the pizza place.
Francesca Lucido makes the spiciest pizza in the city. The only thing spicier than her cooking is her imagination. And right now she seems to have a thing for me.
It's a scary thought too, considering Sue is a woman.
Oh, Tex, why can't all the men be like you?
You really don't want all men to be cynical alcoholics with large, painful bumps on their heads, do you?
Oh, you poor dear. They hit you pretty hard, didn't they?
Oh, it's not too bad. My head's almost stopped bleeding. I just wish I could find out who hit me.
Oh, you poor darling. Listen, I think I might be able to help you, but I need a favor from you first. I saw you get jumped last night. Sal told me to keep quiet and that telling you would put my life in danger. But I'm willing to talk if you'll give me some proof that Sal is having an affair. Then I could divorce him and get some of the money he's been hiding away all these years.
I've got an idea. Why don't you help me first, then I'll help you.
You get me some dirt on Sal, and then I'll answer any questions you have. I don't know anything about the girl Sal is seeing. I've gone through his things, but haven't been able to find anything except for this note. I think it meant to be a coded message. I'm sorry I don't have anything more for you to work with. Let me know when you've got something.
First of many pain in the butt puzzles. Thankfully you can skip the second one.
What can I get you?
What can you get me? Let's see.
As a matter of fact, he just left. You'd probably be interested to know that he tore up a note and left it in the trash.
Louis tells me he just took the garbage and dumped it in the trash can just outside the Bruin stew.
I love digging through people's trash. That must also be a PI staple. Alright. Hold on a second, I appear to be having some keyboard issues. There we go. Thankfully, in the Pandora Directive, they make these things snap into place. So you don't have to go through pixel hunting to get them perfect, like you do in this one. Alright. This part takes way too long. Bottom piece, bottom piece. Let's not go there. He really tears papers into edges this clean. Did it crash out on you, man? What happened? Did it dump you? That's it. It's assembled. Sorry it took me so long to answer you there, man. Concentrating. Alright, so let's combine that with our keywords there. We have confirmed or appointment with Chastity. Suite at the Golden Gate Hotel. Usual time. The password today is Silicon. Oh, do me a favor, Decentric. Send me a message here on Twitch with your login email. I want to make you one of my channel editors so you can actually log in and make changes to the stream while I'm on. And you'll be able to pick highlights out of the videos and make little things. It's not something you have to do, but I'd like to have somebody besides myself that's authorized to do it.
Ardo Newpop is a gigantic goon who works at the front desk at the Golden Gate Motel. Ardo's no rocket scientist. In fact, he probably doesn't even know what a rocket scientist is.
Besides, you're my most loyal viewer. That's why you're my only moderator.
Anything good on the tube today?
Uh-huh. I'm watching the Captain Wallaby show, and he's so funny.
Captain Wallaby, your favorite show?
It's my third favorite show. My favorite is the Inspector Burns Fire Safety Show.
Why is that your favorite show?
Because fire safety is very important, and I want to grow up to be just like Inspector Burns.
Look, Ardo, if you'll answer some of my questions, I might bring Inspector Burns in to meet you. Would you like that?
Okay.
It's alright, man.
I can answer some questions, but first I have to put on my fire hat because Inspector Burns' Fire Safety Show is going to be on pretty soon.
Anyway, as I said a minute ago, do me a favor and send me a private message here on Twitch or on Facebook with your login email for Twitch. I want to authorize you to be a channel editor. You'll be able to change the titles of broadcasts and edit some of the videos and highlights and stuff. Not that you have to, but I just want somebody besides myself authorized to do it.
I went to his pawn shop because I thought he would have Inspector Burns action figures, but he didn't, and I got mad at him, so he probably don't like me.
This is my favorite conversation in the whole game.
Ooh, Chelsea is pretty cool, 'cause she's got good magazines and stuff. That's where I bought my Inspector Burns fire safety manual. He's a nice guy and I like to eat there 'cause there's a TV. She's the lady who makes the best pizza. I eat at her pizza place all the time 'cause I love it. I don't know what that is.
You don't know what that is.
I just want to be like my hero, Inspector Burns, 'cause fire safety is very important. I just want to be like my hero, Inspector Burns, 'cause fire safety is very important.
Fire safety is very important. Thank you, sir. I'll do that later.
I heard about that, but I don't know what a crusade is. I used to watch his TV show, and it was pretty good, but then it stopped. And then he opened a store down the street, and I used to go there and buy stuff, but then it closed.
Oh my God. Oh. I don't think he'll talk about anything else. No.
I never heard nothing about that.
Nope. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's it. Alright. I think you at least leave doors open.
This guy comes up to me and says he don't like you hanging around here. So he gives me a bunch of money and says he'll pay me more if I keep you out of here until he goes away.
I love this guy.
Boy, word travels fast. Sal must have heard I was working for Franny. I heard Sal visits here a lot, and I'd like to get inside and look around, but Ardo won't let me in. Maybe he'd let someone else in, though.
It's Inspector Burns! Oh my God. Inspector Burns mask. Inspector Burns disguise.
Now I've got an Inspector Burns disguise that would fool his own mother. It certainly ought to do the trick on a goofball like Ardo.
It's my hero, Inspector Burns!
Oh my God. Let's be the heartwarming and screw that. We're Inspector Burns Scumbucket.
Keep your pants on, son. I'm here to get a room. Make it out for Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Gee, Inspector Burns, I thought you came to see me. Didn't you get my letter?
Well, of course I did, Ardo. You know, I read all my fan letters.
I know you do, Inspector Burns. You're the best. Well, I'm all ready to inspect the hotel for fire safety.
Inspector Burns Scumbucket.
This can be a dangerous job, Ardo. I'd better do the inspection solo.
Oh, I understand completely. I better not leave the front desk anyway. I'll just open the doors for you.
Because we're Inspector
After a few minutes,
Burns.
I find the door to the Regency Escort Service Hotel Suite. The door's locked, but there's a security panel on the wall beside it. Looks like it requires a password.
I can't imagine why on earth a call girl's room password would be silicone.
So this is the Regency Escort Service Love Suite. Now that I'm in, I'll need to find something to prove that Sal's been a frequent customer. Looks like a piece of bright, shiny foil. Must be from a bottle of champagne.
Yeah, we'll take that.
This must be titled Mishap on the High Seas.
Oh, look, Twisty.
A Twisty board game. I used to play this as a kid. I wonder what the escort girls do with it. Those chairs look pretty comfy.
But we dare not sit on them.
A book about the history of the Golden Gate Hotel. Looks fascinating.
Alright, to the bedroom.
Frilly panties. I hope they aren't Sal's.
We can but hope.
I don't think I ought to open that credenza. It might be full of Sal's underwear. Champagne glasses end up in the weirdest places. Oh, it's last month's Playbub magazine. Looks like it's stuck inside the drawer.
Yeah, we didn't want it anyway.
$12. Some people would take this change, but not me. Cash maybe, but not change.
How honest we are.
Camera. Too bad there's no film in it. There's no dust on it, though. Must have been used recently. A Gideon's Bible. It figures. Everything points to Sal being an aspiring televangelist.
That's what I'm talking about. Unstuck, Mr. Murphy. Alright.
Looks like someone left their shorts in the hot tub. I think I'll leave them right where they are.
But that could be evidence.
Someone's dropped a cork into this mounted vase. The opening's too narrow to get my hand in. I'd break it, but it looks like it's made out of saranite, that new unbreakable plastic. The cork looks like a typical champagne cork with some wire mesh on it. Wire mesh.
Get to work, Mr. Murphy. That's right. Should be digging in there for a DNA sample.
As I fill up the mounted vase, the champagne cork flows to the top. I'm just gonna reach in and pick it up. Just get this piece of wire. There.
Wire.
Oh, yuck. The towel smells like mildew and fine hops.
You know what? I almost don't blame him. I'm not too sure I want to go fishing around some seedy hotel room hot tub.
The drain. That screwdriver, I could undo the screws on this drain cover and get that roll of film.
Alright, one last thing to look at in here.
Beer cans. No, they're empty.
Yep, we got our hopes up for nothing.
A piece of sheet music. Let's see. Lucido L'Amour. Must be Western music. Oh, a Passion's Breath room deodorizer.
Take that.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your entertainer tonight, Mr. Franco Spinoza. I'm going to be playing some songs that I know you'll love. Listen to this one. Hard and cold, it's what it does to me. Hard and cold, the shower sprays on me. La la, hey, la la la, to hell with it.
Well, the lag is getting considerably better. Western music. Whoa, warp speed.
It's a shoelace. I hope it hasn't been used inappropriately.
At least there's no knots tied in it. That's a good sign.
Looks like a roll of film down there. I believe it's a roll of naughty pictures.
You think being soaked in chlorinated water would damage that a little bit? At least it wasn't a digital camera, it'd be drowned.
Oh, it's the Photomatic Plus Film Developing Kit. How convenient.
Film? My credit card. Okay, these are some funny looking pictures. Let's have a look at them.
These pictures are sick. Francesco will be so happy.
Look at this guy's face. To the Slice of Heaven pizza. It'd been a lot cheaper.
Well, gorgeous, you're back. Did you get the evidence I need?
I think I might. Let me look inside my overcoat.
Oh, excellent! This will do the job nicely. I'll answer all your questions now. Rook is a tough old geezer. I've known him ever since we opened the Slice of Heaven back in '32, but I can't say I know him very well. Chelsea is a nicer girl. Sal tries to flirt with her, but she doesn't give him the time of day.
I can't say I blame him for looking happy.
I Michael Louis. He runs a nice place, and I go over there and chat with him when the business is slow. Me and Sal got married too young, and it's been up and down ever since. I've had enough of his drinking and the womanizing, and I divorce him in a second, but he's got a couple of buddies who are top lawyers. If I had some hard evidence of his screwing around, I could divorce him and get a decent settlement. Ardo is an overgrown kid. He comes in here for the all-you-can-eat buffet, and I've got to kick him out every time. If I didn't, he'd eat everything we got. That's that religion for norms only. It makes me sick. Can't help you, Tex. He was a weirdo who opened up a shop just down the street. That would have been a couple of years ago. The business went under in a hurry and the clown just disappeared. He opened that radioactive shack across to the street. I haven't spoken with him yet.
The radioactive shack.
I was up late, having some espresso, then I saw you get jumped. The guy who hit you was real small, maybe a 5'6", 130 pounds. I didn't see his face. He took your package you were carrying, then ran off. It looked like a professional hit, but he wasn't trying to kill you. Believe me, if he wanted to, he could have. After the first guy took off, I saw another guy come running down from your office. He bent over you and went through your coat. Then he ran off too. I recognized the second guy. He was a mutant named Pug. In fact, I remember seeing him hanging around your office for the past few days. Anyway, I went over to make sure you were okay. Sal showed up a few minutes later, and I made him carry you up to your office. That's all I know.
Thanks. All that work for that.
How can I help you, Tex? Sorry, I haven't heard anything about that.
Time to talk to Beak. We'll just hoof it. Tex will go into warp speed anyway. Be faster than the walking animation. Or he won't.
Hiya, matey. Well, Pug and I used to hang out sometimes, but I heard he's gotten a job of some kind. He doesn't work very often, and he usually sleeps in a box down by the Snow White warehouse.
Following Beak's instructions, I hang around the warehouse. Not long after, a gust of wind carries a horrible stench into my nasal passages. I turn and see a shadowy figure waddle into the alley.
The way you look at me, it makes me nervous.
Oh, don't get me wrong, Pug. I'm here for a friendly chat.
You mean you're not there to hurt me?
Well, I might beat you to a bloody pulp. Or you can be sensible and just return my wallet.
Why are you treating me like I'm some kind of criminal?
Well, I'm no lawyer, but last I heard, robbery was illegal.
You're a cynical person, if you'll forgive my saying so.
Okay, I forgive you. And would you please just hand over my wallet?
Here's your wallet. You will see I have spent very little of your money. Tell me, how did you find me?
I was downwind, El Stinko.
Well, pardon me. I'll go take a bath.
Well, if you live through this conversation, you're gonna have plenty of time to bathe. Now tell me why you were following me.
I was hired to follow you. I provide people with information through ways of my own.
People actually hire you? Who's the sap that had you following me?
I was hired by an old PI who called himself the Colonel. He paid me to follow you and report back on everyone I saw you talk to. He also wanted me to tell him if I saw you with the little statue of a bird. He told me very little else, though he said that he had to find out if you could be trusted. There, I have told you everything I know. Now let me go, and I shall not bother you again.
Well, to the Colonel's office. Back in our private dick speeder.
The Colonel was my mentor in the detective biz. When I was a young, idealistic crime fighter, I didn't understand some of the Colonel's unethical PI methods. I reported the Colonel to the PI licensing board and his license was temporarily revoked. In the years since, I've come to understand and even occasionally use the Colonel's questionable methods, but we've never made up. I haven't seen the Colonel's office since we fell out 15 years ago. From the look of the exterior, the Colonel's kept it up nicely. I knock on the door and it swings open. The place is trashed.
Oh, boy. I guess I'm gonna have to put off that trip to the Caribbean. Maybe permanently.
My God, what happened? Who did this to you?
A chameleon. He's some kind of shape-shifter. I swear he's the devil himself.
What did he want? Why did he attack you?
Oh, he thought I had it. When he found out I didn't, he tried to torture me into telling him where it was. Yeah, he got impatient, stuck a knife in my chest. I must have passed out. I didn't get enough sleep last night.
Tough old bastard.
Well,
what was he looking for?
The winter chip. The cult wants it. They're planning a doomsday party. They're afraid whoever's got the chip might stop them. You're gonna have to find it and get it to Capricorn. Yeah, they know what to do with it.
But I don't know where to look. You gotta give me some help.
There's no time. There's a disc by the bookcase. It's got information on the winter chip. Don't fail me, Tex. I hope to God you've learned something after all these years.
I fly the Colonel to the hospital and the attendants rush him into surgery, but won't tell me what his chances are. I know I should go and search the Colonel's office, or the disc he referred to, but I'm having a hard time keeping my eyelids popped open. I decide to go back to my office for a couple of hours of shut-eye. As I open the door, I catch a whiff of expensive perfume, then feel my jaw slam into a brick wall. When my vision clears, I'm seated across from a beautiful Oriental woman with matching goons on either side of me.
Good evening, Mr. Murphy. Please, have a seat.
Well, thank you.
Gee, thanks. My dogs are really tired.
Yes, you've been very busy, haven't you? Let me introduce myself. My name is Eddie Ching.
You're Eddie Ching? Sure hope you're not here to kill me.
That will depend on you, Mr. Murphy. I have learned that you were hired to steal a statuette from my apartment. I admire the skill you display in doing so, but I must now ask you to return the bird to me.
Every time you say I'm a back, I think about New Super Mario Brothers for the Wii. You keep hearing Luigi going, I'm a back.
Life is hard, Ching. I was hired to return the statuette to its rightful owner. Unfortunately, someone stole it from me before I could return it to her.
It's gone? You imbecile! Have you no idea what you've done? You were set up. The person who hired you belongs to a group so powerful they may hold the fate of the world in their hands. The statuette is worthless, except to this cult. And I went to great lengths to keep it from them. And all it took was one idiotic PI
Alright, man.
to give these fanatics the talisman they need to lose the demons of hell upon the earth.
This playthrough's for you, so watch it any way you want to.
I'm sorry, who knew?
You obviously don't understand what I'm saying. With the statuette, the cult will fulfill its prophecies, unleashing an unimaginable flood of destruction. The prophecy is supposed to be fulfilled in 6 days. If the statuette is not recovered before then, nothing will matter. We'll all be dead.
You seem to know a lot about this cult and were able to get the statuette in the first place. Why don't you send some of your goons out and clear up the problem?
The cult knows about me. They tried several times to steal the statuette once they learned I had it. They will not allow me or my operatives to obstruct their plans. You, however, they do not consider to be a threat. The cult is behind the crusade for genetic purity. I don't know any more than what I've told you, except for the identity of the man who set you up. He is known as the Chameleon. If you can find him, you will be within reach of the statuette. You should realize that your blunder makes you responsible for 10 billion lives. Hope for your own sake that you can succeed where more powerful people cannot. Let this be a reminder to you not to repeat your mistakes. If you fail, I will see you in hell.
Ooh.
So, did he have the chip or not?
I never found out. My usual methods of persuasion weren't working, so I had to get a little more forceful. Next thing I know, his lights go out. I think I killed him.
Dead men don't help us. We've got to find out about that chip. If the Colonel didn't have the chip, then he probably sent it to Murphy. Stick around and keep tabs on him until the last second. But don't kill him. If the chip doesn't show up, make sure Murphy doesn't blunder into our path. If you find the chip, destroy it. Then you can do what you want with Murphy.
Code, a toad, and a cigarette
Maybe
load.
I need a career change. 2 days in a row waking up in a semi-conscious stupor is enough for anybody. My nose is so sore my eyes water when I inhale and all my front teeth shift slightly when I exhale. On top of all this, I found out that the world population could be annihilated because of me. That's just too much guilt to heap on a guy at this hour of the morning. Looks like I'm on my own. I'll need to find that disc the Colonel referred to. And what about that Countess? Is she on the level or was she just feeding me a line? When I get to the Colonel's office, the police are just leaving. They tell me they've combed the place and come up empty. I'm not surprised. As I step inside, I try to remember what the Colonel told me. Something about a winter chip and an emergency disc hidden somewhere in the display case. Maybe the info on the disc will tell me something about this chameleon. This must be the disc the Colonel mentioned. Maybe I can run it on his computer. Nice looking dame. This must be the Colonel's squeeze. If I could track her down, maybe she could give me some more information.
Yeah, too bad she's an ex-call girl.
The Colonel certainly does like his calendar spicy.
So he's a dirty old man.
Some sort of greeting card.
No, apparently not. Sorry I haven't come by lately. Work has been hell. Trying to wrap things up before we head out to the tropics. I'll make it up to you when we get there. Spanks and kisses, the Colonel. I don't think there's anything in these drawers. Yep, there it is.
My PI instincts and keen sense of smell tell me that this envelope was sent by a woman of some kind.
Blonde Toad.
Nothing's coming up. I'll need to load up a disk before I get any information off this computer.
Oh. Perfect Word document viewer. To Alberto Smith. Oh. This is a lot of reading.